Jewish presence in Crete is very ancient and dates back to the 4th century BC, not long after the conquest of the Near East by Alexander the Great. The entrance to the synagogue was through a door in the south courtyard, which was surmounted by the Hebrew inscription from Isaiah, "Blessed are the just." Set against the west wall of the sanctuary is the bima, or reader's platform. The interior layout of the synagogue is common to Romaniot synagogues of Greece. The term Romaniot refers to those Jews who trace their origins back to the Greco-Roman or Byzantine period. At the opposite end on the east wall is the Holy Ark, the Torah, and a nice collection of Torah crowns and bells. During the Second World War, under Nazi occupation, the Jews were rounded up and shipped out to the concentration camps in Germany.
When was this restored, and what was the motivation for restoring?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, let me back up a few years or decades and tell you a little bit that there was a pretty active community. There was an active community here in Chania up until World War II, when in 1944 the community was arrested and killed. What happened as a result of that is that the building remained abandoned for almost 60 years until 1995. The gentleman who's the director of the synagogue now, Nikos Stavroulakis, he used to be the director of the Jewish Museum in Athens. And his father was from Chania. So he would come back and visit on occasion for holidays, what have you, and started and was interested in the synagogue. He knew about it. He'd come in and check on it, let's say, and he was the driving force behind the renovation. What happened was in 1995, when we had a good earthquake, part of the building collapsed. The roof of the building came down, and there were big cracks in the walls. So as a result of that, the building was ready to topple. And Nikos gave a lecture, was invited to give a lecture on Jewish monuments in Greece, in New York City, which he did. And as a result of his speech in New York, the building was listed the following year as one of the 100 most endangered sites in the world by the World Monument Fund. And that's how things started for the renovation. And then soon after that, within about, again, less than a year, he was able to get funding together, a team of architects and engineers together, and started the renovation, which finished in October of 1999. In 2000, essentially, the synagogue was rededicated and functioned as a synagogue from then on.
So are there any Jews left in Chania?
Yes, the Jewish community on the island right now is 9 people, of which only Nikos Stavroulakis has any direct relationship with Crete. Everyone else is either from other parts of Greece, or more often than not, they're going to be retirees who just have happened to...
Now, is Nikos Jewish?
He is. He's Jewish from his mother's side. His father was Greek Orthodox, but he practices Judaism. He actually leads the services because we don't have a rabbi.
So was his father killed during the Holocaust?
No. Because his father was a Christian, wasn't an issue. But actually, his father had left Crete before the war.
Okay.
And
so is he an architectural historian?
Actually, he's an artist. Originally, he made a living as an artist, painting and wood carvings. But he also has his PhD in Ottoman and Byzantine art and history. And then from there, he was also involved with museums for many years. So he's got quite a varied background, actually. Yeah.
The Jewish community of Crete was loaded onto a tanker together with 600 Greek and Italian prisoners. Later that afternoon, they were sighted by a British submarine and immediately given a torpedo broadside that broke the ship apart. All who were aboard were drowned. From the south courtyard, one can enter the mikveh or ritual bathhouse. This courtyard also contains the graves of 4 rabbis. Rabbi Hillel Eskenazi, who died in 1710, was noted as a saint by the last arch-rabbi of Crete as a Hasid and a tzaddik.
Etz Hayyim Synagogue is all that remains as evidence of the 2,400-year-old presence of Jews on this great island.